Y'all better get ready up in here. What game can be played that be better?
Hi, my name is John Miller, editor of IGN Xbox 360. Today I'm going to review NBA 2K6 for the Xbox 360. Now, one of the first things you're going to notice about NBA 2K6 are the great player models. 2K Games was able to come up with a new cloth animation physics, and basically what that means is that the uniforms move separate from the players' bodies. You're also going to notice some very nice, smooth skin textures because 2K Games was able to cram a ton of polygons into the player models. Another thing that looks great are the cutscenes. Basically on the Xbox 360, a lot of developers are utilizing this depth of field blur technology, which has been around a while, but looks great on the 360. Basically, the camera will focus on a basketball player, for example, and the background will be blurred out and out of focus. Now, this is a very nice touch, but as you can see, at times it looks a little overdone and a little too blurry. 2K Games was also able to add 15 new player animations and also did some motion capture work with its cover athlete Shaquille O'Neal. So Shaq is going to look and play just like Shaq in real life. Of these new animations, they were also able to cram in many more frames per second, so these animations are going to run much more smoothly on the 360 than we've seen on current generation consoles. Now, unfortunately, 2K Games was not able to update everything. In fact, NBA 2K6 on the Xbox 360 is almost an exact port of the current generation version of the game. The coaches look the exact same as they do on the Xbox version, for example. Now, this looks a little strange when we have these beautiful, high-resolution player models standing next to a dated coach from the Xbox who looks like he's made up of a bunch of polygons. Now, as I said, this seems to be an exact port of the current generation version of NBA 2K6. Now, that's not necessarily a bad thing. You're still going to find the same dependable gameplay, and they've also tweaked some sliders from the current generation version. For example, charging is no longer as prevalent as it was in the older versions. Also, we have the shot stick returning, which is a great control feature. Basically, you flick the right analog stick to shoot, and if you are, for example, driving to the basket, you want to shield your body from a defender, you can flick the right analog stick in the opposite direction. Your player will shield his body from the defender, possibly draw a foul, and at least get a shot off and avoid a block. Now, overall, NBA 2K6 is a very solid outing for an Xbox 360 launch title. 2K Games didn't add much in terms of new features, but they didn't remove any of the great features that made the current generation version of the game one of the deepest basketball games on the market. Returning is the 24/7 mode, in which you are going to play one-on-one battles against NBA stars. This year it culminates in the EBC Street Ball Championship at Rucker Park. From there, you can import your created player to the association, which is the NBA 2K6 franchise mode. Now, that's NBA 2K6 for the Xbox 360. For a more in-depth look at NBA 2K6, check out the written review of the Xbox 360 channel at IGN.com.